Poor Patrick Bet-David has been having a cry. Patrick is upset at Twitter community notes for telling the world that he is essentially a scammer who made his money by founding a predatory, multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. This note was left under a tweet from Patrick talking about how, as an immigrant from Iran, he didn't mind working 80 hours a week, he didn't mind the competition, all he wanted was a shot, that this used to be the American way and it was time to return to it. When Patrick saw this community note, he was humiliated. He tweeted, crying to Elon Musk, telling him that this particular note falls short of the platform's stated objectives. It felt like a personal attack tied to his stance on H-1B visas. He said it resembles the flaws of Wikipedia, where anyone can spread libel or defame someone's character. On the next episode of the PBD podcast, it was clear that Patrick was at war with community notes. Patrick thinks it's so unfair that people are calling him a scam artist because we don't know how hard it is to build a national insurance agency. This video is going to serve as a follow-up to this video I released in August called Patrick Bet-David is a Business Fraud. I'll leave a link in the description and recommend watching it if you want to see why I believe Patrick Bet-David's PHP Agency is a disgusting, exploitative, multi-level marketing scheme at best, and an illegal pyramid scheme which Patrick deserves to be sitting in prison for at worst. Since Patrick thinks that the community note that suggested this was defamation and libel, I'm going to use this video to expand on why I have this belief. But first, let's look at PBD's biggest lapdog, Adam Sosnick, running defense for Patrick in this episode of PBD podcast and just making things much worse.
I have 2 quick points. This thing really bothers me, this community note. Why does it bother me? I didn't work for PHP. I worked in the insurance industry. And if there's anybody that would know about being the black sheep of the life insurance industry, it's this guy that works in the life settlement world. But when I met PBD in the gym at a NALBA conference, massive insurance conference, he told me his business strategy, Blue Ocean strategy. I said, wow, good luck with that, man. I don't know anybody who's doing that. So what I do know about the life insurance business is that every 2 years you have to do continuing education to go out there and recruit
by law,
and start a business and start with a Blue Ocean strategy, recruiting Latina females in a business that is predominantly old MPS, what I call male, pale, and stale. Old guys, no offense, Tom, I love you too. And then recruit and build a business. How many licensed agents has you built? 40,000 agents you've recruited?
60,000.
60,000, who's counting though? And then to go out, and I know a lot of these agents have become good friends with them. I go to PHP's big event. Are you freaking kidding me? Ludacris is there.
Nelly.
Shaq was there. Dilly Boy's sitting on his lap there, BFF. Nicky Jam is doing his thing. Nelly, it's getting hot up in here at 9 a.m. What the hell's going on with that?
I appreciate that, but let's go.
No, but the point is this. It's so easy for someone like, he is a scam artist. They have no idea the kind of effort that you put into this.
But let me tell you though.
Poor Adam, the absolute buffoon, is only reinforcing the accusations that PHP Agency is a pyramid scheme. Adam's first point of defense was how Patrick built this company with recruitment. That's what a pyramid scheme is, a company or program which is entirely reliant on current members recruiting new members into the program with the promise of financial compensation to sustain itself. Adam talks about how the biggest demographic of the company is young Latina females. This is not a positive, because the majority of agents for PHP Agency make little to no money or even lose money, which I'll get into more later. So, a very valid criticism of Patrick Bet-David is that he deliberately targets and exploits vulnerable immigrants and single mothers. Adam then hypes up PHP's events, talking about all the cool celebrities that come. This is not a defense of it being a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are known to host extravagant events which members have to pay to attend to sell the dream or lie about how much money that they can make. This was a horrendous attempt by Adam to defend his mentor from allegations of getting wealthy through a pyramid scheme. Patrick says to even suggest such a thing is defamation. So let's take a closer look at whether PHP Agency's business model is an MLM or a pyramid scheme, based on Patrick Bet-David's own words that he has used publicly. Starting with this clip of Patrick telling Vlad TV the sort of sales pitch that he uses to recruit people into PHP Agency.
Okay, so what exactly do you guys do?
So say for example, I meet him, okay, and I say, so what do you do? I'm doing XYZ. Are you happy with your job? Not really. How much money are you making? 80 grand a year. What are your dreams? I want to have a house. I want to send my kids to private school. What kind of money you need to make to do that? $250,000 a year. How soon is, Vlad going to pay you $250 to be able to do that? Not anytime soon. What are you going to do? Stay here? You want your dreams to become a reality? I want to do something big. Great. Why don't you get an insurance license part-time? I'm going to teach you how to sell the product.
Patrick just made it clear that he is recruiting people based on the promise that they can realistically make $250,000 a year. I showed this in my video in August, but to add context to the rest of this video, it's important that I show you how much the insurance agents for PHP Agency really make using their 2022 income disclosure statement pulled directly from the company's website. If we look at an income of $250,000, the number that Patrick quoted, around 0.6% of the agents in the company earn this. The third bracket is between $100,000 and $250,000 annually, which 1.39% of the company earn. If we look towards the bottom of this graph, things begin to get alarming. 44% of the agents in the entire company earn less than $1,000 for the entire year. 31% earn between $1,000 and $5,000 for the entire year, which means that 3/4 of the entire company's agents earn less than $5,000 for the year. Even if it's a part-time income, that's abysmal. But it gets worse. New recruits to PHP Agency pay a joining fee of $199 before they pay for their insurance license. This means that the horrific numbers from the graph below don't even account for people that are persuaded into paying the $200 joining fee, attend a training meeting, realize that it is garbage, and quit. I've read testimonies of this happening, and these people lost money. What this means is that the majority of the people that are sucked into PHP Agency make next to nothing or even lose money. Even if we only count those that registered as agents in the income disclosure statement, the breakdown of the distribution of earnings in the company is very, very pyramid-shaped. That sales pitch from PBD is misleading, not only because of the way he promises high earnings, but also because of how he describes what your role will be as a PHP Agency insurance agent.
Why don't you get an insurance license part-time? I'm going to teach you how to sell the product. And then from there, maybe you make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month part-time. And then if you later on get good at it, you can go full-time, then maybe you can become a broker. That's pretty much what we do.
Watch this clip from Ray Andre Money, where he explains from his experience what happens when you become a PHP agent. And I have seen this corroborated over and over and over.
What I thought PHP was about was this. I sign up with PHP, I learn about their products, and I sell their life insurance products to qualified prospects that need those products. I make money off of commission, and PHP makes money off of the commission. It sounds simple, right? In reality, the way it actually works is this. I sign up with PHP, I have to pay $250 in order to receive my life insurance license. Then the people at PHP actively discourage me from actually learning the material of their course about how to sell life insurance and what life insurance actually is. They were saying just pass the test and then just recruit, recruit, recruit. A couple of them said, hey, you just need a 60% to pass, so don't go through the whole course, just go through it really quickly and then pass. That's all we care about. And why is that? The reason why is because PHP makes money off the license fee that they charge you for being an agent, and then off the life insurance policy that they sell you, because you can't be a life insurance agent if you don't have life insurance. And by signing you up, the people that signed you up move up the ladder in commission. The next time they sell a life insurance policy to a new recruit, they get a higher commission. And after they've signed you up, they encourage you to sign up 25 other people that you know, or at least attempt to sign them up and be a part of the team. When that happened, I was like, wait, I don't know anything about PHP's products, about life insurance. How am I, in good faith, gonna ask the people that I know and love to join into something that I really know nothing about? Then I realized it really doesn't matter, or at least that's how they see it. It doesn't matter because it makes money. Signing you up would make me money, and you signing other people up would make you money and would make me money. So who cares, right? Who cares that I would be an agent that doesn't know what he's doing? Who cares that I have no clue signing up other people that would have no clue, and those people signing up other people that would also have no clue? Now, maybe by the time those third line of people get signed up, I would start to have a clue. But that's not the point. Because by then, hundreds of people may have signed up for something that they really don't know anything about. Now, again, recruiting people doesn't equal money necessarily. But when you recruit them, you pitch them a life insurance policy because you can't be a life insurance agent without a life insurance. So whether they buy one or whether they transfer their old one there, you get a higher commission the more people that you have signed up or recruited. So people at PHP are really motivated by this. And there's a whole system that promotes recruitment. And it comes from up top. It comes from Patrick Bet-David.
Okay.
New recruits to PHP Agency are misleadingly sold as if this is a legitimate life insurance broker's role. But once they get inside, they find that selling life insurance policies is an afterthought. It is all about recruitment. And Patrick Bet-David skirts his way around this pyramid scheme model by not paying agents for each new recruit, but by pushing them to recruit friends and family, training them to make sure they sell each new recruit a life insurance policy, and then paying them a commission for selling that new recruit a life insurance policy. Patrick would have you believe that what I just said was defamation. Well, here is Patrick admitting this with his own big mouth.
So taking a step back on PHP business model, it sounds like half the business is in the recruiting, kind of an MLM of sort, network marketing model, and half is in actual profit from selling the insurances. Am I understanding that correct?
No, nobody makes money from recruiting. So for example, nobody can get paid money from recruiting.
You have to make the money on
That's a pyramid scheme.
But the business model part I'm still trying to understand. Because you said it's no one makes money from the licensing or the selling? So which
No
part?
one makes money from recruiting. You only make money. I don't make money if I recruit you. I only make money if I recruit you and get you licensed and get you to sell so I can override you. Or if I sell you a product. But just recruiting you, I don't make any money.
Patrick was very open in this interview. He also openly spoke about how the pyramid scheme model of PHP Agency got to where it did with recruitment, what he calls high volume recruiting.
Can you break down the business model of PHP?
It's a high volume recruiting model. So I took what I learned from Bally's. And then I worked at World Financial. World Financial taught me the concept of high volume recruiting. If I'm looking to build a business to sell, and the insurance industry isn't that, and that's not the case. And I said, let's roll. High volume recruiting. And then we created the licensing, the bonuses, the tiers that we would pay bonuses on. And then all of a sudden we moved people from California to Texas, to Chicago to Florida. And then once I had guys spread across the country, then we started recruiting this way. And then we eventually ended up being in all states.
Patrick Bet-David made his millions deliberately targeting vulnerable people from low socioeconomic backgrounds and roping them into what is, in my opinion, a pyramid scheme by selling them completely unrealistic returns. Back in 2021, CoffeeZilla teamed up with the High Vibration Congregation to confront Patrick about PHP Agency. Watch Patrick squirm and try to justify it when CoffeeZilla confronted him about his disgusting, misleading marketing practices.
This is from the Sexiest Compensation Plan. This is what you say about, making it, all those kinds of things. Let me pull this up.
By the way,
real
video
quick.
crew, tight, dude. I love the editing, love the video crew, man.
A lot of people that could be watching this and say, Pat, give me a break. Who makes $1 million a year income? You know who makes $1 million a year income? Watch this.
Okay, hang on here, guys. We got to find this real quick.
Is 1 in 1,000 really that special? Wasn't there a song called You're 1 in a Million? You know how that song, You're 1 in a million? Now that's something. Like you tell a girl, baby, you're one of a kind. You're 1 in a billion. What would happen if you told a girl, baby, you're 1 in 1,000? Baby, 1 in 1,000 is not special. What's the point? Anybody can make $1 million a year income.
Anybody can make $1 million income. Now, before you respond to that, let me keep playing it for a
Because
second.
out of 1,000 people, one person's making $1 million a year, and so can you.
Watch this.
If you get to work and you have this compensation plan work for you, you can make a lot of money. And what if you come?
This is what I want to talk about, Patrick. This is what I have a massive problem with.
Tell me which part of it bothers
Right
you.
here, right here.
You messed the whole thing up. You only make $200,000 a year.
You completely messed things up. You only made $200,000 a year. This is an onboarding style video, or people would send this video to people.
Can I make a suggestion?
What if you completely mess this thing up and part-time you make $60,000 next year? Would that change your life?
$60,000 a year, part-time.
Yeah.
Nobody's making this. Like, it's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
Shocking you guys? Is this shocking you guys? What part of this upsets you? What part of this
the
upsets
deceptive
you?
marketing, Patrick. The
That's
deceptive
not
marketing.
deceptive marketing. It's not. Let me explain to you what it is. That
I'd
is
love
not
to.
deceptive marketing.
Okay.
It's not deceptive marketing.
I
Look,
disagree.
what am I going to say? Think about it. When you go on a date with a girl, if you really want this girl to be your girlfriend and be your wife, do you tell her, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be the best husband for you. I don't know if I'm going to be this. I don't know if, you're going to sell her the dream. Everything's about selling the dream. Barack Obama got elected selling the dream. So did Lincoln. So did Clinton. So
Can
did
I lie about
Bush.
how much money I make? Can I just be like, yo, I got $2 million in the bank?
No, I don't like
baby?
that. I do not like that part.
Right?
I'm not a fan of.
Patrick Bet-David's entire image is based on this idea that he's a business guru. It is clear that this image is completely fraudulent. The man is an absolute hack, not even a real legitimate businessman. Another major part of PBD's image is his wealth. The man is clearly wealthy, but is he as wealthy as he tells us? Patrick claims to have amassed wealth in the range of $500 million. This massive figure he bases on his story of selling PHP Agency a few years ago for $300 million.
I come out, 3 months later we start the company. The company's crusade is called Saving America by bringing back the free enterprise system and hope to American families. We go from 66 agents to 50,000 agents nationwide, few hundred offices. We sold the company a couple of years ago.
Can you give us a ballpark of how much you sold PHP for?
Oh yeah, I'll shy of $300 million. By the time the whole thing is over with our earnouts and everything that we're doing, it's going to end up being more than $300 million. I sold the company at 20 years, 10-month mark.
How much you sell for?
Shy of $300 million.
300 million.
Oh, $300 million, yeah. And I owned 83% of it, and it was a cash deal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, that $300 million is going to end up being $500 million because the company I sold is much bigger now, and I have 25% left, and it's grown exponentially. So that's a whole different thing that's exciting that's taking place there.
To me, based on the information publicly available, PBD's story doesn't quite add up. To be clear, I don't have proof that he didn't sell PHP Agency for $300 million a few years ago, but I believe based on the information available that it's unlikely. Let's run through a timeline based on what we know. Patrick Bet-David started PHP in 2009. In 2017, we can see reports that PHP completed an expansion financing round. The company acquired $10 million during this process that it says was led by Ambina Partners, the name you need to remember, and Atalaya Capital Management, with participation from the Brenner International Group and the former boxer Oscar De La Hoya. If we focus on Ambina Partners, it is not clear how much of this $10 million was their investment or what percentage of shares this gave them in the company. Watch Patrick talk about how Tom Ellsworth, Chief Strategy Officer of PHP and massive douchebag, made this $10 million deal in 2017 and the supposed sale for $300 million in 2022.
I told Tom, you helped me raise the first $1 million. You helped me raise the second $10 million. I don't know how to raise money. I said, you played such an important role for bringing $1 million and the $10 million in. What if you don't? The sales process, you closed the deal when we went through it. I gave you the MVP. I gave you that Rolex watch. I gave you that Ayrton Senna in front of everybody to tell you without you that deal doesn't close. While we're in Monaco, you're going on 4 hours of sleep in a week. You did that. And Tom's emotional.
Patrick can be seen crediting Tom for the sale of PHP Agency in a lot of interviews. Where this all started getting strange for me was when I started looking for the details of this sale that was supposed to have happened in 2022. All the versions of events that I've been able to find, apart from what PBD and his buddies have been spewing in podcasts and videos, have said the following. US investment firm Ambina Partners has sold its shares in PHP Agency to Integrity Marketing Group. Ambina, you may recall, was one of the entities involved in the 2017 $10 million deal. This is nearly always followed by, the financial terms of this deal were not disclosed. Here is another article giving us the same version of events with Ambina listed as the source. What about PHP Agency's own website? Since Patrick has been relentlessly bragging on podcasts about this $300 million deal, surely he would do the same on the official website. Well, on the website where it talks about the sale to Integrity Marketing, all it says is that Integrity Marketing entered an agreement to acquire PHP Agency, that Integrity made PBD a managing partner, and that the financial terms of the acquisition were not disclosed. We have no way of knowing what percentage of shares Ambina Partners owned of PHP Agency, what percentage of PHP Ambina Partners sold to Integrity Marketing, and as no financial details of the deal have officially been disclosed anywhere, we have no idea how much this deal was really worth. To me, Patrick Bet David's story of I sold my company in 2022 for $300 million is beyond fishy. Quite frankly, it doesn't make sense and I don't believe it. You may be thinking, surely such a public figure like Patrick Bet David wouldn't lie about such a thing. Well, here's Patrick in an interview from several years ago, I believe giving part of his game away.
Meaning, if you say, how'd you make your money? I made my money selling courses. Okay, cool. It's versus how'd you make your money? Well, I made my money because I did a real estate deal and I sold this real estate deal for $28 million. How do we know you sold it for $28 million? How do we not know your share is only $50,000? But the story is $28 million. For example, I bought a hotel here for $36 million. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much of an owner I was on that $36 million hotel we bought? So I bought a hotel here for $36 million. Okay. But do you know how much of that hotel I owned?
How much?
Less than 1%. So when people said, how much? I said, buddy, I don't own the hotel. I just am one of the investors in this hotel. A very small percentage. They said, hey, you want to put some money into it? Here's 50 grand. Here's 100 grand. But you can spin it and say, I have So a lot of that is on the marketing side. And look, and nobody nowadays walks on water. So if anybody wants to go out there and say, oh, I'm holy, I don't do anything wrong. Sometimes you got to be careful because if you play the card of I'm holy and I'm an angel and, I don't do anything wrong, that can also backfire on you.
In this same interview from several years ago, we got another glimpse of the PBD playbook when he said that anyone online can say they're worth $500 million and people will believe it.
On what they want to do, because you are right. There are a lot of people online right now where anybody can go out there and say, I'm worth $500 million. People are going to believe it. This is why, it's so interesting you bring him up.
Fast forward to his 2024 interview with Vlad TV.
Well, according to the internet, you are worth $200 million. Is that close to the real number?
Not today, because that's as of 3 years ago.
Okay, so it's more than that.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Okay, can you say what your net worth is?
If I give you a range today,
okay,
and correct me in here, if I give a range, I'm going to say 350 to 450.
Okay.
I won't say a little high, but yeah.
I would say 350 to 450 today.
About $500 million.
About $500 million.
$500 million.
Just a clown, an absolute tool. Look, If you enjoy Patrick Bet-David's podcast or his valuetainment videos, then each to their own. But as a man, the guy is as phony as they get, and worst of all, gained his significant wealth off the backs of the exploitation and suffering caused by his deliberate and calculated scamming of vulnerable people. Patrick Bet-David is filth. For 2025, I have some big plans for the channel. I plan to do some more investigative pieces on a bigger scale and upgrade the production value on my videos. I'm going to need some support to make this happen. If you're unable to help financially, as always, watching, subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos is more than enough and appreciated. You can also help by joining as a member starting at $3.99 a month, or buying Gadget a coffee with a one-off or ongoing donation at buymeacoffee.com/gadget440.